Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. And Dawn says that she has something growing in her lawn with little yellow flowers on it. Can you tell her what that might be? Uh-oh. I heard that laugh.
Yeah, it could be. Oh my, I can't. The one that would probably be, if it's growing tall and relatively narrow, it could very well be, because I've had several of them in my yard. Dame's Rocket, I think it's what it's called as a common name. Technically I don't really know it. I have grabbed it by the hair of the head and broken it off, and it comes on back and flowers again anyhow. But it's not that much of a problem. And then beyond that, a little yellow flowered plant could be a whole bunch of things this time of year. I just don't know. Dawn, I'm sorry.
I guess it would be some like weed and feed kind of.
Yes, weed and feed is one of the things. If it's in among other plants, and you don't want to keep breaking it off or cutting it off at the base, because it will probably go away.
She says it's in the lawn.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, now there are a couple of clover-like plants that will get into the lawn. Boy, I still, Dawn, I'm afraid what I'm going to recommend, and this is always a good recommendation, I hope, take some of the plants, whichever, take a little 4x4 cut of sod with this growing in it, to a garden center, and I'm going to be bold enough to say a true garden center, where their employees are probably long time at it and would have the experience in your community of having seen it before, without a doubt. They probably can look at it. Now, when you take it in, and it's that time of year where I used to pray to get past May 31st, because there was just so much to do until then, they're going to be busy, and that's good for them. Go in a morning in the middle of the week and take a piece with you, so that you're dealing with what I'm going to call the permanent employees that will have some background and can probably look at it and say, oh yeah, do so and so. But over the air, what's yellow in the lawn right now could be too many things.
Yeah, kill it, right?
Yes, kill it. Yes.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
This is Michelle Wilson, host of the Business Inspires podcast from the Tri-Village Chamber Partnership. To run a successful business, you need resources, valuable connections, and community recognition. In each episode of the Business Inspires podcast, we talk with small business community leaders who will inspire you to create the business you are envisioning. The Business Inspires podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, your Alexa device, and your favorite podcast player.
Circle270media.com